This is number 6 of the Hachette Partworks hardcover collection for DC Heroes and Villains, and it's another one where I'd read the first couple of issues about 10 years ago when they were first published, but never got around to reading the complete storyline. It's the usual high quality hardcover, number 15 on the spine. It's a tenner to buy, and it's well worth the money. The binding, however, as is usual with all modern collections, is very tight at the gutter. My old printing lecturers would be shaking their heads at how bad the gutter loss is, but that's no real criticism of this collection, that's just modern day printing. So what exactly is Flash Rebirth? Well, the original Flash, Barry Allen, had died dramatically over 20 years earlier in the epic Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Wally West, the Kid Flash sidekick, had taken up the mantle of the Flash, and he ran for years as the Flash, building a large and loyal following of fans. But now DC were bringing Allen back, in much the same way as they had earlier returned Hal Jordan to the role of the Green Lantern. Now, both of these storylines were created by writer Jeff Jones and artist Ethan Van Sciver. Starting with Ethan Van Sciver, his artwork is generally excellent here, with lots of detail and a sense of movement and urgency that befits a speedster like the Flash, and his art seems to grow in inventiveness and loosens up as the story progresses. Only criticism? Doesn't draw a very good Superman, but it's terrific stuff. Jones writes a really good Barry Allen, and he already has a good handle on Hal Jordan's Green Lantern, so he's able to play them off each other very well as two distinctly modern takes on their Silver and Bronze Age personas. I'd have liked a little bit more of the two of them together, a kind of a brave and a bold issue, as it were. I can see why they didn't do that, because there's so much they have to do here. They have to introduce Barry Allen again to a lot of new readers, and they also have to handle Wally West being demoted as the Flash, as it were. There's also a lot of speedster characters that have been created over the years that they have to deal with in this miniseries as well. So it is very busy, there's lots of characters, there's lots going on, and if you're new to the Flash, there's a good chance you might not be able to follow it all that easily, but it tries hard to keep new readers on board, and I think that's why it was originally written, to try and do that, to bring new readers in as well. I think it does an okay job, but you have to work at it. It doesn't just take you by the hand, as it were. Now, the Flash's Rogue Gallery has always been a bonus throughout the years. They're colourful, goofy and dangerous characters. Villains that have always been fun. They're visually interesting, they're goofy, but they're dangerous. Professor Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, is a great villain. Just pure Silver Age simplicity in his conceptualisation. And Johns takes him to a new level of Flash-obsessed craziness here. And visually, Van Sciver portrays him as a full-on nutter. Pure mental, as we would say in Scotland. You can see, if you've ever watched the Flash TV show, the first season of that, you can see a big influence of this on the origin as used in that Flash TV show. Anything after that on the Flash TV show, not so much. It's all heightened drama with elements of detective fiction, science fiction and horror, and as I've mentioned before, this large cast of characters to juggle. There's not much room to really flesh out the idea of Barry Allen having returned from the dead and the psychological aspects of that, but it moves at such a pace that if you go with it, you really are going to enjoy it. It's easy to see why some Wally West fans would have been annoyed at his demotion in this series, but as it stands, Barry Allen is the Flash, always has been the Flash, and it's kind of good to see him back in his place in this particular Rebirth miniseries. So yeah, I kind of lost touch with the Flash over the last few decades, and I'm looking forward to diving into a few more stories now after I've read this. There's bound to be a few more coming up in this collection, I am sure. I know for a fact that the Green Lantern Rebirth story is going to be included in this collection, so I'm looking forward to that. As it stands though, it's a good if uneven read and probably confusing for newbies, but there's lots of detail to pour over in Van Sciver's artwork alone, and Johns conjures up some exciting set pieces and some big melodramatic moments. It's fun. What I haven't mentioned in the previous videos is that the introductions and the extras are handled by the series editor, Nick Jones, and he's done a great job of balancing background information for newcomers and presenting interview snippets and all the titles so far. These help people kind of get their head around exactly where the stories that they're reading fit within the chronology of DC Comics. So it's another good one from this collection, well worth a tenner. And yeah, make sure to subscribe so as not to miss the OMAC project review coming soon, a lot sooner than this one, because I've taken a while with this video. And please take the time to like this video if you can. So I'll see you soon with my thoughts on the OMAC project, and boy do I have some thoughts on that.